What's good, peeps? It's your boy Eduard Todor, and today is what you've all been waiting for, the tutorial for that trick that I was saying. Now, if you've only clicked on this video because it's a tutorial, get out! Get the hell out of this video. Click the X right now. What's that? We need viewers to actually, otherwise we have to shut the channel down? Okay, you can stay, but don't hit that subscribe button because I'm not going to be making more of these, okay? Don't expect this to be a tutorial channel. This channel is not for magicians. I am just doing one tutorial. One, okay? Okay, you good? We good on that one? We good on that one? Awesome. Now, without further ado, let's get into the performance. Okay, so the cards are shuffled by the spectators. Cut. Doesn't matter. And please, why don't you pick a card? Let's go for that one there. Okay, and I'll show you what happens. I'll just leave it down here for now. I'll show you what happens. Sometimes when I give the spectators to the packs to the spectators, sometimes they'll come around like I'll come across really mean spectators, right? And what they'll do is instead of shuffling like normal, right, like this or like this, right? Instead of shuffling, what they'll do is they'll take some cards and mix it with face up and face down, face up, face down. So just tell me stop, right? Like this, like this. So they say stop here. Their card goes back, right, back in there, and it just gets shuffled face up, and face down. Now, as you can see, you have cards that are, you know, back to front. You got cards that are back to back. Some are face to face, but it doesn't matter because all I have to do is just let it sit for a second, and just like that, every single card turns face up. Every single card. Except for one, and that card is the chosen card. So that, my friends, is the trick. Now, before we get into the explanation, I'm actually going to go ahead and give you some of the history on this trick and on this effect. Now, see, I'm not a history guy, right? Like, usually I'll learn the move and then I'll forget everything about it. I'll probably forget even who I learned it from. I have so many moves that I have no clue where they come from or whatever. So many tricks, so many effects. But my boy Taran hit me up and he was saying, you know, hey, if you need help with the history on it, if you need help, you know, referencing, hit me up. So much love, dude, for helping me out. He helped me out get out all the references and all the history of this trick and of this plot. And so I'm gonna go through it real quick. So I always thought that this effect was kind of invented by Vernon, this plot, the triumph effect. But it turns out that he mainly just popularized it. So turns out the first trick where the cards mix face up, face down, are magically righted was Theodore de Land in 1914. And then a few years later in 1919, Charles T. Jordan made his own version, and Jordan's version was printed in the Encyclopedia of Card Tricks, 1937, page 355, if you are interested, and in Charles Jordan's Best Card Tricks, compiled by Carl Fulves, 1992, page 66. Now, apparently the first time a selected card was also introduced in the face up, face down idea was the ESL reverse card by Sid Lorraine, and it was in 1937. Apparently the slop shuffle concept, which is the concept we're using in this trick, was created by Bob Farmer in 1982 in his publication Fork Full of Appetizers, Book 1. So those are just a little bit of backstory if you were interested, if you're a magician, if you want to look these things up, go right ahead. Otherwise, let's get straight into the inner workings of this move so you can actually learn it and perform it to your friends. Let's go. Okay, let's look into how this works. The pack is shuffled, one card is selected, it doesn't matter what it is. So let's just use the Six of Hearts for now, right? When I perform it, I like to pretend like I don't look at it. It doesn't actually matter if you see it or you don't. As long as you have it selected, that's okay. My version of this, I like to have the card selected, but not return to the pack. And I turn my hands face up and I go through the whole, okay, the guy picks up the pack and he shuffles it face up, face down. Now, this is the main mechanic of this trick, and I'm going to do it slowly so you can see. So watch, as I spread through, I turn this pack over, and I spread through again. I clip it, I spread, right? It looks like you're shuffling face up into face down. What is actually happening is this. So basically, the cards are always being put in the same exact spot. The face up with the face up, the face down with the face down. So if you can see that, now I think that may be more visual if I do it like this. If I have a little spread going. So when I go like this, the face up cards go with the face up cards. When I go like this, the face up cards go with the face up cards. So you're always putting them in the same spot. So what you end up with is half the pack is face down and half the pack is face up. This is how the mechanism behind this trick. Now, what you might not know about cards, if you don't use cards and if you're not a card guy, is through use and just through handling. I mean, obviously for me, when I spring like this, there's actually the cards themselves are never straight. Okay, and now it might be hard to see, but there's actually a bend, or it's kind of like it's hard to explain, but they're definitely not straight, and they're not straight this way either. There's like an S shape into them. So basically what I'm trying to say is when the cards are face up and face down, they actually are easy to separate. I don't know if you can see that on the camera, but there is a line there that I can see and pick up where the halfway point is. Now, to make it more obvious, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bend the cards a little bit more like this. And that way, when I'm here, you can see that for sure. There it is. See, now you can see that there's definitely a separation there. See, I can just pick it up right at the separation. So that's the mechanism. That's how you know where the cards are separated and where they're not. So let me just go through that again. So you spread through, you spread like this with your thumb, you spread through cards, you pick up that spread and clip it. You turn a hand over, you spread through again, put these cards on top of these ones, and clip the whole thing. Turn it back again, spread, clip, spread, clip. And I use these fingers to clip this side, and I use my thumb to clip this side. So it looks like this. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And I just do that through the whole pack. And what you end up with is half the pack is like this, half the pack is like that. Once you're there, you just see where the difference is, right? You see where the two packs, there's like a separation because of the way the orientation is. You lift up, and then this is the move that reverses the cards. So I lift up above that break, and I say, look, some cards are face to back. I lift up below the pack, the break, sorry, and I say some cards are back to face. And then I put everything down, and I lift up at the break, and I say some cards are back to back. And then when I say this, my left hand turns palm down, and I put these cards the right way. So now everything is in order. Okay? So I'm just going to go through that one more time real quick. So everything gets shuffled, face up, face down, face up, face down, face up, face down. We're here. I say some cards are face to back, some cards are back to face. I lift up at the break. Some cards are back to back, and then I turn my left palm face down. I keep it clipped by my pinky, but if you can't do that, you can just literally put it on the table and put that on the table on top of it. So, and then now everything is the right way. Okay? So now that you understand that part, let's just get the selection involved. So what I do is I have the selection, and I say, okay, I do this whole thing. I turn it face up, I start to go, and I say, so I give the story as I'm doing it, and then I say, so just tell me stop, right? I don't give much explanation, I just say, tell me stop. Where they say stop, I say, okay, place the card back, okay? And I always want them to put it face down, okay? And this is kind of in the context of me not wanting to know what the card is, but really, it's easier that way, so you'll see what I mean. So now, if I keep going like this, right, it's going to be the only face down card in the face up packet. You see what I'm saying? Let me just continue this all the way through so you can see what I mean. So if I just spread that right now, you can see that's the only face up card in the face down packet. Okay? Now similarly, if I was to go say stop, they put it back, and then I spread and do it this way, again, It's the only different card in that packet. Okay, so it really doesn't matter what you do with it. You just put it in and then you just continue the slop shuffle as you were doing before. And you really don't give much notice to it. So this is what happens. Okay, so I'm just going to do it once again from start to finish, and we'll re-get the selection so you can see the whole routine again. So card is selected. Let's go for that one there. You can see it. Place it right there, and we're just going to shuffle face up into face down. This is what a spectator does when he tries to screw me up, like so. Say stop. They say stop. You put the card back right there. Shuffle it back into the pack, face up and face down, like so. I'm dropping cards, but it's alright. And everything is nice and mixed. And as you can see, some cards are back to face, some cards are back to back, some cards are face to back, other cards are face to face. Now watch what I have to do. Just like that, one card. So that was the trick. I hope you enjoyed it. So what I want you guys to do is practice it for a bit, go and perform it to a friend, film it, send me the video, and on Instagram or on YouTube or anything you want, and I would love to take a look and see what you guys are doing, and you know, how you guys are performing and stuff like that. I would love that. So that'll be fun to do. Much love to everyone who's helping out build this community. You know, Taran helped me out with the history and the referencing, so I'll put his channel in the, below. Much love to the dude. Go and sub to him. Also, Novaldi has been putting translations in Indonesian on my Indonesian videos. So that much love to that guy. I'll put his Instagram down below. You guys can go follow him. You feel me? You know, it's really helping me reach another audience, you know, people that don't really speak English, or they don't speak that well, they can understand me. I know I speak a little bit fast, so you know, that might be an issue too. Yeah, so much love for all the support. I hope to see you guys performing this, but I'll be back with another reaction tomorrow, so I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace!